Ich grüße Sie ganz herzlich. Hallo. Ich bin die Frau aus den Prophezeiungen und es geht um den
I
Klimawandel.
welcome you heartily. Hello.
Mache ich das hier,
I am the woman from the prophecies, and it's
weil
about the
ich
climate
nämlich
change.
die Lösung bekomme für Sie von Gott.
That's why I'm doing this here,
Amen.
because thereby I get the
Wenn
solution
Sie
for
das
you
nicht
from God
glauben,
through me.
dann ist es besser für Sie und auch für
If
die
you
gesamte
don't believe
Menschheit,
that,
wenn Sie
it would be better for
nicht
you
weiter
and
sehen.
also for the whole humanity
Das sage
if you
ich auch nur
wouldn't go
deshalb,
on now
weil das
looking
sehr
at the
gefährlich
movie.
ist. Es
I
gibt
only say that because
das Gute
it's
und das
very
Böse.
dangerous.
Etwas dazwischen
There's
gibt es
only
nicht
the good
und
and the
etwas
bad.
anderes auch nicht. Amen,
There
Amen.
isn't anything in between, and neither anything different.
Jeder Einzelne hat eine Verantwortung hier auf der Erde.
Every single person has a
Da ich von
responsibility
Gott aus
here
die
on earth.
Bestimmung habe, den Drachen
Since I have got the determination from God to defeat the dragon
muss ich auch
together with
Acht darauf
Jesus,
geben, dass ich
I
ein
must take
Vorbild
every
bin für die
effort
Menschen,
to act
für
as
die
a good
gesamte
example
Menschheit da. Ich
for the
muss da
people
ein
and for all of
Vorreiter sein,
humanity.
sonst gelingt mir das
I
nicht.
must be a pioneer, otherwise I would
Was
fail.
Sie selbst tun, ist Ihre Sache.
Amen and Amen.
Damit habe ich nichts zu tun.
What you do by yourself is up to you.
Alle Menschen.
I have nothing to do with that, neither does God.
Ich will mich als Medium
Everybody
jedenfalls
is free.
nicht mit Gott anlegen,
I, as a medium,
damit Gott
don't want to
überhaupt
mess
zu
with
einem
God
spricht,
in
wie das
any
dann hier
case.
tut.
If God should be prepared to
Muss man
speak
eine
to
ganz
someone
bestimmte
like He
Einladung
does to me,
sonst tut er das nicht. Amen, Amen.
you must have a very specific
Ich habe viele
purity,
Jahre sehr verzichtet deshalb, wenn
otherwise
mich
God
andere
isn't. Amen and Amen.
fahren oder geflogen sind,
I have given up very much over many years,
Gott besucht,
while others went on
angekommen
vacation.
bei Gott. Immer
I
wieder,
meditated,
immer wieder
practiced
neu.
yoga, searched for God,
Hiervon bin ich dafür
and
bekannt.
always knocked at God's door. Again and again,
Das können Sie genauso tun.
and at some point I have been rewarded. You could do the same.
Dass ich die Frau aus den Prophezeiungen bin, weiß Gott schon seitdem Atlantis.
The fact that I am the woman from the prophecies was known by God already
Wieder bei Gott
since
sein,
the tragic fall of Atlantis,
war im guten Zeitalter.
and now it's supposed to be back soon, as it was in good times.
Weil sie
Amen and Amen.
niedrig schwingen. Sie sehen,
Many
dass
people will
viele
fail
Menschen
because they are in too low
ihr Leben
vibrations.
seit einigen Jahren
You see indeed that many people lose their lives very early,
sehr
since a few years now,
beobachten.
which is even increasing worldwide.
Den Drachen kann man auch unbewusst haben für sich als Gott.
It's possible to worship the dragon unconsciously as a god,
Sag mal, man
because you're too unconscious.
und sehr viel Erfolg damit.
I say you can do everything and get very much success
Negativ.
while being very negative at the same time.
Unter den Menschen ist alles möglich und machbar.
It doesn't matter to the people.
Nicht bei Gott. Wenn man einen Bund mit ihm will,
Everything is possible and feasible among people, but not at God.
nur
if you want to be in a covenant with God, you must be positive. You can only be very negative if you know people who are negative too, who insult others for no reason, such as a lot of people do, simply out of a whim. They simply unload at other people, and positive ones are very suitable for them. God just said to me, this was already done to Jesus. Amen. People in low vibration like to project by directing to others what's up within themselves, as if it belongs to others, not to themselves. They like to turn others into a scapegoat, and then they are well. Lower people are like this, in fact, all the same. But most of the people are both, depending on the different areas. That's the reason why my task is so hard to manage, for me and for God too. They are in high vibrations when they are positive because they got recognition, have been praised, received compliments, have passed exams, whatever. Everything that gives them a nice feeling. But they can change all of a sudden, spontaneously, although nothing happened, and at once they transform themselves in a bad mood because recognition is missing. Then they project and transmit the bad mood onto others, simply for no reason. Nobody did harm to them. Unfortunately, it's not like in a movie or in a soap series where you can see why people are acting in their way, because you know immediately the reason why they changed their mood. But that's not the fact in real life. If it were like that, it would be very nice, even wonderful. Everyone could understand others and retrace every step. But if someone is unconscious, he does things you cannot understand because the person does not understand himself. The person simply acts in this way. If you aren't too much and too extreme this way, you can be very well integrated socially. That's not the problem. But you can also socially glorify each other and stand against God, because God has become old-fashioned and not so funny. Supposedly not necessary for life. This is the fallacy,
Wenn ich
which
sage,
is the reason for the
Jesus
climate
spricht
change
durch
too.
mich,
Already, if I say that Jesus speaks through me, most
dann
people
machen
get
sich die
upset
meisten leider sehr schnell.
or seal themselves off, unfortunately.
Ist es. Das wird sehr schnell abgestempelt, klein geredet auch.
That God speaks through a human being is very fast labeled and talked down as if it never would
Damit
exist.
muss man rechnen, wenn man das sagt.
Such behavior must be expected if one is speaking about what God says to him.
Wenn nicht
But how should God work through people if He doesn't give them His word too?
wie soll
How
es
should He
bemerkt
gain
werden?
attention?
Einfach nur so, nach dem Motto,
Should He simply let things run according to
Menschen
the
wird schon
principle
geschaukelt durch Gott.
things shake themselves back into their place?
Die Menschen brauchen auch
Amen
das
and
Wort
Amen.
Gottes durch Menschen. Immer wieder. Immer wieder
People
sind
need the
Menschen
word
auf
of
der
God
Erde, die
through
das Wort
people
Gottes
again and again
sollen auch, weil Gott
on
es
earth.
will und so.
From time to time, there are people on earth to announce the word of God
Ich kann
after the will
nichts
of
mehr
God.
dagegen tun.
Nobody can do
Wenn ich
against
das
this,
täte, dann würde ich sterben.
anything
Das
against.
ist ganz genau.
I can't do anything against it
Es wäre
neither.
so ein
If
Gott
I would
dann.
do, I would die.
Das hat es alles schon gegeben.
I know that very well. That would be such a
Ich lasse
betrayal
mich
of
nicht
God,
beleidigen von Menschen.
and such betrayals
Ich
indeed
natürlich
have
auch sehr
already
gerne
happened in our world.
werden möchte.
I prefer
Aber dafür
to
biete
be
ich zu
offended by
viel
people,
Angriffsfläche schon.
although I would like to be loved, of course.
Das
But
weiß
I'm
ich
laying
auch.
myself too much to attack from everyone.
Prophezeiungen sagen auch,
I
dass
know
auch
that very
ein
well.
Erlöser wird kommen.
The prophecies also
Und wenn ich
announce
das
that a
sage zu ihm,
female Redeemer will
dass
come.
Gott zu mir gesagt hat, dass ich
But
das bin,
if
dass
I
ich
say
diese
that,
Frau bin,
God said to me that it's me,
und er hatte das lange
that
vorher
I
schon zu
am the
mir
woman,
gesagt, bevor ich
and God
Prophetie
had said that a long time before I found the prophecies which confirmed that.
mein ganzer
I
Weg
found my
habe
whole
ich
way,
in den
I
Schriften
went
gefunden,
in the
den ich
scriptures,
gegangen war, weil Gott das schon wusste, was
because
ich
God
tun werde,
already knew
von der
that
Geburt an
what I
bis
will
ich
do
erscheinen
from
werde.
my birth to my coming.
Amen, Amen.
When I
So
will
macht Gott
appear.
dann für uns alle, für mich auch. Darüber brauchen wir
God
uns
will manage
keine
it for
Gedanken
me
machen.
and for
Das
us
ist das
all
Schöne
too.
daran.
We don't need to worry about.
Gott
That's
kann
the
das
good.
einfach nur
Only let God work.
machen. Amen, Amen.
Simply Him. He will do.
Wenn Sie
Amen and
das wollen
amen.
und auch andere, dann kann ich früher kommen.
If you want and also others want,
Dann da sein
I
können.
could come sooner. I could have
Aber
been
die
there
meisten
for a long
wollen mich
time.
nicht, sagt Gott,
But most people don't want
weil ich
me,
nicht säusele
God
und
says,
falsche Lehrer
because
predige,
I do not speak lovely like false
einfach
teachers
nur aus dem Bauch heraus
who
reden,
simply speak
so
out of their
wie sie
belly
meinen, so wie es aus ihnen herauskommt.
how they mean,
So,
as it
was
comes
aber
out of
nichts
them.
damit zu tun hat. Das geht
but that has nothing to do with God. It doesn't go hand in hand with Him. God sees everything, and what's important for God is the climate change. Because this is the sign that too many people have the dragon as a god. They only listen to Lucifer and let themselves be seduced by him. Amen and amen. The churches do anything against, God says. You all see what they do. They have complete different problems to solve. God never said that you should not marry or shouldn't have a partner. You all see the results. If you want to renounce in order to please God, but you aren't able because it isn't possible, you must be enlightened to be able to renounce to sex, because then it comes from itself. You don't need it anymore. You don't have any lusts anymore, as like me. Since my enlightenment in 2001, I didn't need something like that, never again, because I don't need that. I put it away, but it went from alone. This has to do with the level where I am, because I'm able to see God from face to face. I couldn't do that before. It would have been like slavery, I say. For you can't simply suppress your feelings. It doesn't work. And now, more and more people leave the church, and that's good. This will make the church healthy again. The church can find new ways and can look where is something wrong and where did mistakes come from. They can be corrected again. If that does not happen, the church will... But I don't need to say that, because the church will stay, but it will be renewed. Earth will be renewed, sky will be renewed, heaven will be renewed. All the systems will be renewed, and the real priests will be reinstated. Everything will be formed in a new way, and that's good. Before this, the old one has to collapse. Everything what is not right, everything God doesn't want anymore, will be destroyed. Amen and amen. And behold, everything will become new, and that's how it works out here. The old must go away, everything that isn't right. The whole system, or better, all systems, are not right anymore. There is too much lie, among the people. This is just this climate change. This is what people have to understand. Good talking, good tips, good purposes and good deeds are useless if something decisive is missed. If something decisive is missed. You can be very negative and get the driving license. You can pass your high school exam with success and make your studies while being negative. But in a godly world, you mustn't be negative. You have to make all efforts to be a good man. It's not about to be a good one from time to time or again and again. It's not enough to be almost good or sometimes because you like it or because you want to fulfill a demand. And somewhere else you are negative because you want. That's thinking in the box. That's the reason why people need a uniform in order to stick to a group. But for God, it's senseless. It's nonsense. How can I redeem people, being the female redeemer? It's easy. Really easy to me. Where is the problem for me, being in fact enlightened? That's the decision. Am I really enlightened? Or do I only say it? Was Jesus enlightened? Or did he only say it? He was. Me too. Do you trust me? Or are you a doubting one? Then I don't have any chance. I only can redeem if I can clean the people's aura, either individually or in masses. I can do that for masses of people. But without Jesus, I can't. For he was before I was. After God, Jesus was the first, and then I came. The man was first, and afterwards the woman.